Hejsa. I have started a quilt project. That was not the plan for right now, but circumstances demand that I make a quilt. So the story is, I live here in England, my sister lives in the US, and my parents still live in Denmark. As you can imagine, we don't see each other very often. And especially not my sister. So, for quite a long time I've been thinking I wanted to make her a quilt. But never really got around to it because I don't really see her that often. We see each other in Denmark very occasionally. But they usually travel just with carry-on suitcases, so there's no way they could bring a quilt home. But then last week my mum told me that she and my dad are going to visit my sister and her family for Christmas. And my husband and I are going to Denmark in a few weeks. So I thought, this is my chance. So I'm going to make this quilt in about 3 weeks, which is quite quick for me. So right now it's the start of August, and I need to be done at the beginning of September. But although I'm finishing this quilt by early September, you won't see this until, well, I don't know, early January maybe? Because I don't want to risk that my sister sees the video and the quilt. I asked my sister what is her favorite color. I kind of thought it was green, but it's actually orange. So I've had to dig deep into my stash and find all the fabrics I've got with orange on them. Plus, as you can see, some greens and some pinks, because those are my favorite colors, which I think go very well with orange, and I haven't got enough orange fabrics to make a quilt. So I hope she will like the result. Right, let's just put these aside. So I have made a start. As you can see, it's log cabin blocks, because I just love making log cabins. And they're fairly quick to make, and I am on a bit of a deadline. And I think it's looking quite nice. So far I've made these blocks just by cutting strips from my stash, but I do want to, because I was excited to get going and see how these would look. But I do want to have a look in my scraps, see if there's anything there I can use. All the blocks start with a 2-inch square, all different. Well, some may be repeated, depends what I cut out. And then I have cut strips that are 1 3/4, 1 1/2, and 1 1/4 inch wide. I'm sorry about the noise of the bag. And I put them in these paper bags, and then I just pick one at random. I may occasionally sort of decide that I need a different one if, for example, I get the same twice or almost the same color. But I'm thinking I might cut some 1-inch strips as well. See how that goes. I think it would be nice to have something that's a little bit narrower, so that there's greater variety in the strips. But we'll see. But this is what I'll be working on this weekend. It's Friday now. I don't think I'll finish all the blocks this weekend, but I can at least make a start. I have about 9 so far, and I need 70, 80. Did sketch out an idea, and I don't know if you can see. So these are all the blocks, and then I have an idea that I might do some larger blocks. So these ones are 7.5, or they will be once I trim them, and I might do some 14.5, and then there's room for some tiny ones, so I can use even smaller scraps. But I don't know. If I make them so that I have the large ones and need smaller ones, it may be more time consuming. I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. But I do like how they're turning out, all the different oranges, and then just a little bit of contrast with the pinks and the greens, which I quite like, and I hope my sister will like it too. So I'm going to get on with these blocks, and in about a second you will see how far I have got. Who knows, I may even have the quilt top put together by then. You never know. But I'll see you in a moment. Right, so I've finished all the blocks for the quilt. I've got I've got 4 large blocks, 14.5 inch, just to break it up a little bit so that it's not all one size, which I'm sure would have been nice as well, but I just wanted to break it up a bit. And then the main pile of blocks, these 7.5 inch, and this block is just super satisfying. I don't know if you can recognize that you make a whole stack of quilt blocks, and yeah, it's just very satisfying. And all these bright colors. Can't wait to see what it will look like once it's done. And then I've got some small blocks here, 4.5, no, not 4.5, just 4 inches. And they will go in the spaces where, when I use the largest ones, I anticipate that there will be some spaces where these ones won't fit, so that's why I made the small ones. I've been thinking a lot about how to quilt the quilt. My machine is not very big, and I sometimes struggle to quilt a whole quilt. So I was thinking I might do it as a sort of quilt as you go quilt. So I made this little test block. I don't know if you can see. I drew a square and point inside it and quilted that, so that's quilted like that. I like it, but looking at various tutorials for how to do quilt as you go, I think it's probably going to take longer to quilt it in this way than if I just quilt it as one big quilt top. So I think that just the old school quilting, the whole thing in one go, was winning out in this case. Also because I do have a deadline. I think maybe if I had some more time, I might have done the quilt as you go, but I haven't got a lot of time, so I'll have to do what is quickest, even if it's not the easiest, and may make me swear at the machine and the quilt. But that's fine. I quite like how this block turned out, so it's kind of given me an idea that I might have a sort of project in the background where I sew together random strips of fabric in sort of color families of blues, greens, pinks, whatever. And then at some point that will turn into a quilt. We'll see. So my deadline is, well, I guess I've got a week and a half. So right now it's the 18th of August. Yes, 18th of August. And we are off to Denmark on the 4th of September. But of course, we need to do some proper tidying and cleaning before, because we have a sitter coming to look after our dog. But I hope I will finish it. I should be able to. So the first job is to lay out all of these lovely blocks and see what the final layout will be. I kind of have an idea, but yeah. So I don't know if I will show you the in-between stage before I sew it all together. But I'll show you once it's sewn together. I can't wait to finish this. Right, I better get on with my squares. I'll see you in the next bit. This is going to be the backing for the quilt. It's actually a duvet cover. Well, this is the pillowcase, but this is the duvet cover, and it's reversible. I really like this orange and pink side. However, because the quilt top is so busy, I decided that the green is going to be the nicer back for the back, just because it's just two colors. It just calm it down a little bit. And then I found in my stash this delicious lime green. I think there should be enough for the binding. Well, I may add a little bit of maybe one of the prints that I used in the quilt, or some orange and or pink, just some little short sections, just to make it a little bit more fun. But I haven't decided quite yet. I think this is going to work really well. So because the duvet cover is actually a little bit shorter than the quilt, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side of the two pillowcases, sew them together on the short ends, so that I get a long strip, and then I'm going to put that on the back. I think it'll be a fun little detail, and then it also ties the colors more together with the colors of the front. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna get on with today, and I can't wait to get started with the quilting. Blake is down here because we're in the kitchen right now, with the ironing board out so I can get this ironed. He doesn't really care about quilts unless he can get first dibs on snuggling in them, which I'm sure he will have. Alright, I'm getting back to my quilt now. See you when there's an update. I'm just about to start quilting this. Yesterday I spent quite a lot of time, more time than I wanted to, drawing this grid on a diagonal. I'm going to quilt it 1 inch from all the lines, so that I'm going to end up with sort of squares on a diagonal or on point compared to the quilt blocks. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it will turn out, and I hope this won't take too long to quilt. Whether I'll finish it today or not, I'm not sure. It is straight line quilting after all, so who knows. And then tomorrow it's binding time. Yeah, wish me luck. The quilt is finished, and with time to spare, I'm happy to report I am so happy with this quilt. I really love how it turned out. I love the colors, and I love the log cabin blocks, and I really want to keep it myself, which I guess is a good thing when you're giving a gift, that you are happy with it, especially when you made it yourself. So I really hope my sister likes this, and I hope that it's a surprise. I don't think I have accidentally said anything to her about it, and I hope my parents would keep stum about it as well. So I've got the quilt, so you can just have to unfold it, I think. Right, so the main lining is this nice lime green, but then I added a strip of 3 of the colors, or 3 of the fabrics that are in the quilt. So this one, orange and yellow, and this one that has multiple colors in it, and the finally one that is green, which I think is nice. It would have been nice with just the green, but just wanted to add a little bit of a detail on the binding. And it's a little bit difficult for me to unfold it and show it to you, but I'll overlay this with some video I took of the quilt on our washing line. I'm really happy with this combination of the front of the quilt and these 2 fabrics on the back. It just gives sort of a nice, I guess, a sort of 70s vibe to it. The green and white fabric. And I think you can see just with a little bit of the front that is showing that it goes really well together. I'm just so happy that I found this bedding, and it just worked perfectly. And I think my sister, I hope, I'm pretty sure that she's really gonna like this quilt. So I'm very happy that I was able to finish this, and that she can have this quilt very soon. Well, not that soon. It won't be until Christmas, and I'm recording this on the 1st of September, so yeah. But yeah, I'm just happy. I love the quilt, and I think my sister's gonna love it, and yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day, whatever you're making. se det der først.
Til Henriette fra Carina 2025. Wow! Look at that.